Hi everyone, this is Amy and welcome back to my channel. Today we're making a Japanese curry bread. For this dish, for our dough, we need a third of a cup of lukewarm whole milk. For this we're going to add 1.5 tablespoons of sugar and a teaspoon of instant yeast. Give that a little mix, set that aside and let this bloom. For our dry ingredients, we need 1.5 cups of bread flour. It's a little finer. We're going to just add this to a large bowl, as well as a half teaspoon of kosher salt. Now I said earlier 1.5 teaspoons of sugar. It's supposed to be 1.5 tablespoons. This is where I messed up, you'll see it later. We're gonna add the liquid ingredients to the dry ingredients, along with 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. We're gonna mix this up until we get a shaggy dough just in the bowl. But as always, your clean hands are your best kitchen tool. Once your dough is shaggy, go ahead and tip that onto your workbench and knead that for about 5 to 7 minutes until you get a nice, elastic, cohesive dough. And as I was kneading this is where I should have understood that I messed up the sugar proportion. You need the sugar for the yeast to bloom and really get a lot of gas into your dough. But I digress. So give that a little knead until it becomes together and becomes a little elastic. We're going to oil our bowl, pop in our dough, give it a little roll, and then we're going to cover this and put it in the warmest place possible and let this sit for an hour and a half or until it doubles in size. You'll see again a little later where I messed up. We're going to go ahead and make the curry filling, so we need to dice up half of 1 medium white onion into a small dice. My bench was slipping all over the place. I should have put something underneath it. We're going to chop up 2 cloves of garlic as well, just into a rough chop. We're going to dice up 1 medium carrot, just cutting this on the bias into planks and then cutting this into little cubes. This is the easiest way I have found to cut carrots as a whole. We also need half of a russet potato, cutting this into small little cubes as well. Now we can head over to the stove. In a saute pan, we're going to oil with a tablespoon of neutral oil. Then we're going to add in 3/4 pound of ground beef. And we want to start breaking this up. When it's almost cooked through, we're going to go ahead and add in the onions and just cook those for about 2 minutes until they turn translucent before adding in our potatoes and our carrots. We're going to add a tablespoon of water. Give that a little mix, cover this up, and just cook that until the potatoes and carrots are just softened and the potato is cooked through. Once the potatoes cooked through, we're going to add 2 Japanese curry blocks. You can get these from Amazon or the Asian market, along with 3 tablespoons of water. We're going to stir that around until the cubes completely dissolve before adding a tiny little bit more water and cooking that until our curry thickens. And we do need to cool this down completely, so into a glass bowl goes to help it cool down a little faster. Once our curry is cool and our dough has not risen because I put too little sugar, we're still going to use it. But this is when I realized I messed up a portion somewhere, so apologies. The ingredient list is down below. We're going to give this a little knead and then section this out into 6 equal little balls. I should have started over. I just didn't have the energy to do so. So some of you may know I was in the hospital a couple months ago. I'm still kind of in recovery. So to shape these, we are going to take one of our balls, flatten this out with our little rolling pin. Doesn't have to be perfect. This is a very rustic little snacky dish. So roll, roll, roll. Then we're going to take about a tablespoon of our filling, place it right in the middle. And you want to seal this up as tightly as possible because you're going to seal in a minute. You don't want them to explode. So just going through, giving these a nice little tight seal, and then rolling the sealed part against the bottom of your bench to make it sure it's really tightly all together. We do need to roll this in a little egg wash and panko. So we're going to do that here, egg wash, then panko. Keep one hand for dry ingredients, one for wet, which I did not hear, don't listen to me. or just don't follow what I'm doing here. Just listen to what I'm trying to say. And put this on a little parchment so nothing sticks. And we're gonna do this with all 6 of our little sections of dough. This is the last one. Now we can go ahead and go over to the stove. In oil that has been heated up to 320, we're gonna go ahead and drop in carefully all of our Kare pan. And the filling is already cooked, so we're basically just cooking this fried bread through. So once all in, we're gonna cook for about 2 minutes before giving them a little flip. Cooking an additional 2 minutes, you can see one open up there. And then take them out, let them cool on a rack, and then just plate them simply. And look at this. You can really smell that curry. The bread is not perfect. It's still really kind of delicious, crunchy on the outside, fluffy on the inside. That curry is so savory and so satisfying. And this is a lot of fun to make if you do the dough right. So read the ingredient list. And so absolutely delicious. But there it is. Kare pan, Japanese curry bread. I hope you all try to make this in your home. Thank you so much for spending time with me again today. I appreciate every single one of you. If you like this video, give it a like. If you loved it, please consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell if you haven't already, because I put out new videos every Thursday. Thank you so much again. And until next time, happy cooking.